Have you seen any of the Lord Jamar interviews that we've done?
Of course.
Lord Jamar said that homosexuality has no place in hip hop.
Okay.
He also feels that man skirts have no place in hip hop.
Right.
And I mean, he's also gone on to say that white rappers are guests in the house of hip hop.
Right.
And his overall thing, his overall point in all this, and this is hours and hours of conversations with him,
Right.
both on and off camera, was that he feels that hip hop is a house that black people built. Okay. And if you're gonna go to someone's house, you're welcome to their house, but you shouldn't rearrange the furniture. You shouldn't put, you shouldn't take the bedroom and, switch it up with the living room and that type of thing.
Well, my whole thing is, first of all, I salute Lord Jamar's opinion because he's, to me, one of the guys who blazed the trail for me to do what I'm doing.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times we lose sight of that when we sit up here and we say, hey, he's wrong, we just want to just attack somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
Without acknowledging all the things they done for hip hop, to open the doors for us.
Yeah, I mean, Brand Nubian's first album was a 5-mic album in the Source, which at the time where it meant, that actually meant a lot.
That meant a whole lot. We were just talking about that. The Hip Hop Bible said,
hey, this is
five
mics. Perfect album.
Yeah, so.
And no one argued with that.
And nobody.
No one said, that's bullshit, they got paid off or whatever else. It's like, okay, everyone said.
Nobody said that. So if that's his opinion, I'm going to respect his opinion.
Yep.
1. 2, I'm going to respect his bravery for getting on a platform. Everybody if you come on, man. You DJ Vlad, you got Vlad TV. It's one of the biggest platforms in hip hop.
Yep.
If I'm going to decide to say something that might not be mainstream, why would I say it on the biggest platform in hip hop?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I respect that too. Now, I heard people say, oh, he's tripping, oh, he's this and this and that. But the main people that I heard disagreeing with it, they had no hip hop history that could match up to his.
That's an interesting point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. I just think he's entitled to that opinion. Me personally, I was just wondering why when M said, to do, I'm not going to say verbatim, but to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy.
Wealthy, yeah.
He called it black music himself at a point. Nobody stood up and said, hey, man, you know what? Hey, but even M called it that. And when M did it, nobody said, this is not black, black music. Now, my whole thing is this, man. Of course, creativity and art belongs to everybody. Of course. But guess what? It takes some people to push it forward and to get it into a certain situation where everybody accepts it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a lot of Puerto Rican guys out there in New York, and if you ask me, and this is a whole nother subject, Puerto Ricans are partially black. There was a lot of those guys, pushing it. It was a lot of, different people pushing this hip hop thing. No doubt it was an urban thing. And if we're going to say DJ Kool Herc is one of the inventors of hip hop, if not the inventor of hip hop, he's black.
Right.
Okay. Now we can start the conversation fresh.
Right.
A black guy made this up.
Right.
Are we going to argue that? Like, that's what I want to understand. Are we arguing that a black person made it up and created it and invented it? Or are we going to argue that now in 2014, it's a everybody thing? It's like, it's like today I felt a certain way about the Eric Garner situation. So I went in a booth and, one of my points in the song that I made is called I Can't Breathe. And one of the points was black rappers need to quit selling out and white rappers need to speak on this shit. I believe that hip hop, if we're going to all be one big hip hop family, historically hip hop has always been the reporters of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And me as a person who purchases music from white rappers, I'm a supporter, I'm a fan, I purchase. Mm-hmm. I want you to talk about what's going on because you're going to offer a different perspective.
Right. Like I'd heard that Macklemore went to Ferguson and marched in Ferguson.
And see, and now that I salute.
No one really seems to mention it though. I just heard about this the other day.
But is it factual? We can't just sit up here and say, yo, Iggy Azalea is not talking about this shit. Fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Macklemore is out there on the front line,
Macklemore marches in Ferguson protest after.
Well, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to really.
Yeah. There's pictures of them. Yeah.
We have to acknowledge that. Like, that's something that needs to be acknowledged in hip hop, and it's something that needs to be, you know, an inspiring situation for everybody, because it's not just the white rappers who aren't mentioning it, it's the black rappers. But it's just like, you know, sometimes you have to just pinpoint things in your music. And my idea was, you know what, it's too many black rappers who probably have been pulled over by police and fucking didn't know if they were gonna make it home, and now they don't want to say shit because they're attached to corporations who oppose any affiliation with an artist speaking out on injustice. So I'm gonna just keep getting those checks. I'm a slave to my check. I'm gonna just keep getting those checks, and I ain't gonna say shit. To me, you're a sellout, your Uncle Tom, and you have no relevancy in my world of hip hop that I choose to exist in. And that's just the whole thing. Now, if Macklemore went to Ferguson, which I didn't know, and I'm glad you just said that to me, then that needs to be saluted, period. Because when I look at the protesters in New York over the Eric Garner thing, and when I look at the protesters over the Mike Brown thing, I see people of all colors. But when I listen to hip hop, it's not the same. And art imitates life, life imitates art, all that. It's like, yo, we got to say something, man. Where is hip hop at, man? Everybody trying to turn up and get money right now, man. It's just crazy.